So today is day number 4 of the 60 Days to Automate Challenge, where every single day we're going to be going over something new to help with building a full automation. This includes tons of different tools that we'll be going over, lots of different AI tools, lots of different automation tools, and productivity tools. And today we're going to be setting up the backbone of any business, of anything that you want to do productivity wise. You need email, you need a calendar, at least they are in the documents as well. So, spreadsheets, documents, how are you going to manage all of these things? And today what we're going to be going over is how to set them up. So for just a little recap from yesterday, what we went over was how to set up a Google Sheet and a Google form so that when new entries are submitted, that it created an automation on N8N and Make to then send a thank you email from your email. So just a very quick automation that will get you long way to be able to just send an email. Well, once you have all of these agents, one great way to communicate with them is through email, through calendar even, to be able to schedule things. And also, whenever you're going to start a new business, you need to make a decision. What are you going to use for these tools? Now, the two biggest ones out there are Microsoft products, so Microsoft 365, and then Google's suite of apps, so Gmail, Calendar, Google Drive. And today we're going to walk through setting up each of those business accounts from scratch. So it's been a while since I've set up Google, and I've never set up Microsoft before. And to tell you the truth, I'm probably going to be using Microsoft for all of my digital at scale stuff because I use Google for all of my businesses. I kind of want to also know what is on the Microsoft side as well. We're also going to go over why these tools are essential for you as a business owner or a content creator or anyone that's really looking to set up a business or set up their own infrastructure. We're also going to give some tips and best practices of how I've used, things like emails and calendars to key off different automations, and then of course we'll have some time for some Q&A. Once again, sign up at digitalatscale.com. We're going to be rolling out a site here shortly that's going to have all of these different sidekicks. It's going to have all the documentation for how Google Apps works, how Microsoft works, and the plethora of tools that we're going to be learning throughout this 60-day challenge. And we'll have links for Google accounts and Microsoft accounts. So why set up a business account? Well, first off, it's going to help you build trust and it's going to help give you a little bit of professionalism and build that trust. When you're sending out emails to prospective clients, when you have your domain name, that really gives you a sense of professionalism as opposed to whatever at gmail.com or hotmail.com or AOL.com. It also can help you streamline your workflows. So if you're setting up a business, it may just be you right now, but also setting yourself up, you're eventually going to have either human sidekicks and employees that are going to be working with you, or you're going to have AI agents. And like I said, one of the best ways to actually communicate with them and kind of like task managers and even let them communicate with each other easily are through these tools that you can set up through N8N and through Make, like we learned yesterday. Also, too, it's going to save you a lot of time and effort because basically with this, we can save a lot of time by automating a lot of business processes, like following up on emails. A lot of these systems have automation tools. And Google and Microsoft are obviously really into AI, not just in their own products, but also in the APIs that they offer. So we're going to also talk about throughout this course how you can leverage both of their AI offerings without needing their products or integrating with their products. And then, of course, too, if you're going to be starting a business, you need to kind of that sensitive business information, things like audits and customer information. You don't want that on your private computers or on your private drives. You want to make sure that you're compliance, especially with data privacy. And by keeping it all right there for you, you want to keep it right there, and it's just going to reduce your risk. All right, so we're going to go over the two that we're going to be going over today. So the two that we're going to be going over are Google, and we're going to be going over Google and Microsoft. So some of the key features of Google are, one, it's cloud-based. So both of them are cloud-based now. It used to be that Microsoft was a little bit behind, but they're starting to catch up, and that's why I'm excited to start using Microsoft products in this item, because I want to be able to. One second, I'm gonna make sure that this is not capturing. Look like let me know in the chat if you hear anything clicking or anything. It looks like one of the audio things is going off. All right, so where was I? Yes, the cloud base. So basically, they're also integrated. So they have like Google Docs, Google Drive. It's also less of a learning curve if you're already using something like Gmail. So it's easy to kind of get up and you're kind of familiar with this. Some of the pros, so basically they do have some simple automation tools, and as I mentioned, it's just minimal setup, as we'll see. It's great for collaboration, creative workflows. They also do have some real-time collaborative edits, which I really like. I hate sending documents back and forth. Once again, I know that Microsoft's been making inroads in the cloud, so I'm really looking forward to see what they have in that. Also too, it's pretty cheap. Get up and get going. Some of the cons, so basically it does lack some of the complex automation workflows and some of the AI governance that Microsoft offers that I know of right now. This is another thing, is I get to research a lot of these tools as well during this challenge. They'll also lack some of the advanced analytics, and basically things that I've been realizing and researching about Microsoft products is around their data governance, around, massive, because that's what, and let's face it, Microsoft's been doing, and Google's just not there yet. And I would say that, no enough control maybe for like operations, although, I've worked at, and I mean, runs off Google products. So, up to Microsoft 365. So these are all some of the key features, and these are really just some of the ones from my research. I can't really tell you from personal experience on these, and that's why I'm going to be excited about learning these, because seeing is, I used to use Microsoft products way back when. They do Excel, Word, PowerPoint. They're all common features. I'm also really into enterprise. They're heavily used across the enterprise world, especially when you go outside of the tech world. These are being used quite often. And then also too, integrations with legacy platforms like SharePoint. This is where a lot of legacy enterprise systems, I've built a lot of integrations into SharePoint, and AI is just one of them. Hey, how do I hook this up and set my SharePoint or get this a little bit better? And of course, they have an entire suite of business features for just really complex business needs. Ran by governments around the world. They have reliable security features, privacy controls. They do have a pretty advanced development platform in Azure. I have really liked it. I could do a whole deep dive on the differences between AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud. I use them all, but maybe in the developer week. And they offer controls for and kind of project management well on top of what they have. The learning curve might be a bit much, so I'm excited to see how I pick up on this. Like I said, most of my career has been in Google Docs, and Google products. So I'm going to be learning this right along with you. It is definitely heavier, meaning like there's a lot more controls, a lot more things from what I can tell right now than what Google has. And it can be more expensive and does require a little bit more careful. So with that, let's jump in and let's start setting these up. All right, let's see here. All right, we're going to be going to, so we're going to set up a Google account first. So in order to set up a Google account, let's go to, a Google business account. Let's start right there. So Google Workspace, I always forget what they call it. So grow your print. So let's go ahead and get started with this. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put in my first name, so Bradley Taylor. And for all of these, I'm gonna use my digital at scale, main email. Is this actually the email that I want to have, or is this the email that I just want to get started with? Let's go ahead and set up digital at scale. Brad let's say digital at scale demo at gmail.com. All right. So right here, we're given here, choose a new way to set up your account. Do you want to get a new custom domain for businesses up to 300? Setting up your existing domain. So if you want to set it up with a domain you already own, you would go that way. And then if you want to continue with your Gmail address for one person business. So basically, this is interesting. I wonder what's actually part of this. Unlock features. Let's see what features there are here. So you get additional premium features across Google Workspace apps, including longer group calls and meeting enhancements for Google Meets, multiple types of appointments and shareable bookings, pages, payment collection for appointments. Okay, so I'm not going to choose this one, but this does look like it would be something if you are just getting started out. It's probably cheaper as well for this. But I'm going to go ahead and say create new custom domain for mine, just so that I can go ahead and, do I want to buy a new domain? No. I'm going to use my own domain. I have like 100 of them. So what is your business name? All right, let's go into Hover and let's pick out, because I'm going to set up digital at scale on the Microsoft. So on this one, I'm just going to pick one of my other domains here. Let me just log into my Hover account real quick. All right, so I'm looking in here. Let's see, which one do I want to own? Let's see here. I'm going to be setting up Voter Sidekick because this weekend I'm going to be setting that up anyway. So I own the domain. So if you remember from our meeting if you remember from our live stream on Tuesday, I created a Voter Sidekick. So I registered votersidekick.com, and I'm going to launch this so that other people can have this as their little voter sidekick, at least if you're in California. All right, the email sent to Voter Sidekick won't be affected until you set up the email with this account. Great. So we're going to call myself Bradley, and we're going to go ahead and do the whole move it over here. I need to get a different background for that while I'm putting these. Give me 1 second. Asking me for my main password over here so that I can use passwords. Why is it not letting? Here we go. It is not letting me. What am I doing wrong here? Half the time I get stuck on just the password part. This is why you set up. All right. There we go. All right, we're here now. All right, I'm not a robot. Oh, we get to watch me play captchas again. Yay. I am not a robot. I'm just trying to create a bunch on your service. I am going to save you. All right. So we are signing in. Bradley at votersidekick.com. Tell your friends. All right, so with business standard, we have $14 a month. Let's see what their other options are. We have an annual plan or a flexible plan. All right, we're gonna do $14 a month. I don't have a promo code. All right, let's go ahead and start filling yours out if you're going to use Google accounts. If not, we're going to be using Microsoft here in just a minute. So, and I'm going to put on here while I do this. All right, here we go. So let's see here. Just got to fill out all of your information. Almost there. Up the, I just set up my LastPass on my new profile as well. I highly recommend password managers. I have not set it up yet on this profile, which I'll go over here in a minute once we've set this up. All right, so I've done that. Now what we're gonna do, now it's asking me, do I want the Gemini business add-on? I'm gonna skip this for now. They're AI features, but we can maybe use them later. All right, so verify your own voter Sidekick. Takes 5 minutes. Start using Gmail with your domain. So let's go ahead and get started. So once you have this, if you're using your own domain, so if you've purchased a domain from GoDaddy, something like this, these are going to be the steps that you need to do to basically get it so that when someone, get voter Sidekick or whatever that is, you have to go through these steps to set it up. So that's what we're going to do. All right, Hover is my host. All right, I'm going to redo that one. All right, so what I'm going to do is, so you have to go into your Hover account, which I already am. Let me go into here. Let me close some of these things out. All right. So so this is where you need to go. So in here, and there's different services. So when you're going through this, I use a service called Hover. But there's GoDaddy, there's lots of different services out here. But essentially what you kind of do is you need to go in here and you need to adjust your this one and your DNS. So this DNS tab up here. Search for DNS. There's always, if your DNS, it's domain name server. Yes. It's basically, so it's like an address book for the internet. These servers that are out there have a bunch of this name. So when I put in voter Sidekick, it goes to this IP address. Well, in this case, we have to verify that we own this domain so that we can send emails as it. If we don't do that, then it could send emails as anyone. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to update this by doing add record, and I'm going to choose a text one right here. So in this case, when I pull up the instructions for the domain setup, I put in here, and for the host name, copy below the code and paste in the DNS. Yeah. All right. So basically, all I got to do is put this in here, and it looks something like Google site verification something. So I'm going to go ahead and put this over here, paste it in for mine. It looks like it's asking for a default host name. So it looks like there is also, got it. So I'm going to actually do this as a CNAME. I have this as a host name and then the target name, add record. So now we have the CNAME. So this is basically another different way. This is basically your address book for votersidekick.com. All right, next, what we're going to do now that we've done that is, all right. So right now, actually it got verified. That was quick. I was going to go and do the Microsoft one while we waited for that, but looks like it was already verified. So let's just keep on going. So let's go ahead and activate the Gmail. So set up Gmail to send and receive emails. So let's go through this. We'll help you set it up. So this is another thing that you need to set up when you're setting up workspaces. So include all emails and aliases on Voter Sidekick. For example, sales at Voter Sidekick. So everyone continues receiving their emails without interruptions. Add aliases by accessing advanced user management. One of the ways that you can communicate with your sidekicks is to give them their own email. We're not going to do that here. It's just going to be myself right now. But if we wanted to add users, we could go in here, add them, give them a name, and then they would get their own email. So I'm going to add here my very first one. So I'm going to call this Chief Sidekick. And I'm going to give it a name. And I'm going to call him Jarvis. I've always lived Jarvis. That's what we have for our internal. And pretty much, would love to have that, ability to just talk with the different AIs. So we're going to go ahead and add them. So we have Chief Sidekick Jarvis. So proceed with activation. So now what we need to do is we need to add a Gmail activation code. So when you send an email, so just like when we said we had to verify, so what we did earlier with the DNS is we just needed to verify that we actually own the domain that we said we owned, right? Because Google didn't know that. So what, by putting in that CNAME or that text record, it let Google know, hey, this person at least has the login information for their domain registrar, which is at least proof enough for them to say that you own it. So now we're going to set up what are called MX records. So MX records are mailing records. So if you had your own domain, you'd want to delete any of these because you can't have two domains with the same MX records. Because if you have voter Sidekick and two different domains have the same MX records, it doesn't know where to send the email. So in this case, you would have to delete any prior ones. But since this is a brand new domain, I don't have to worry about that. So we go in here and we say, we set up our Gmail code. So here we're going to set up an MX record. We're going to give it a host name, and we're going to do that in here. Oh, let me see here. There it is. All right. So here I'm going to say add record, and I'm just going to say MX. So right here, I can just go here, click on MX, and give it a host name. This one says set it this default value. So whenever it says like set a default value, you can just hit star. That means everything. In this case, we just want everything so priority 1. And I'm basically just going in here and just filling out these things. So we have priority 1, and then we need this mail server is smtp.google. And TTL set default or lowest value. So I'm going to go ahead and set default 5 minutes. I'm going to add this record here. And the reason being, what this means, TTL, is it's essentially how often this service rechecks to see what the settings are. It's not constantly checking, so it refreshes its memory, so to speak, of, hey, what's this address at? Because if you change it from 1234 to 5678, then that's how long it will. So in this case, it would be 5 minutes. In that case, in the case we saw, it was pretty immediate. So let's see what this one. So leave this page open while we verify your domain DNS setting. This can take a few minutes. So while that is working on that, I'm going to jump over. I'm going to get started on the same thing, but with Microsoft. So Microsoft 365. Remember, I went and I signed in for a personal account, which I'll probably cancel after I set this up. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this up so that it will, let's see. I'm going to set it up so that it's for my business, for digitalatscale.com. So we have welcome Microsoft 365. I'm going to say get Microsoft 365. I am going to pay for it monthly. And for this one, I am just to get the Microsoft, let's see here. I want the business one. Or business, there it is. Right there. So right there in the front there. So we have for business. So Microsoft 365 basic features. So this one is a little bit cheaper actually to get started, where let's see what you get for this. So identity, access, and user management for up to 300 employees. That's great. Custom business email, web and mobile versions of Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and Outlook. Call conference with Microsoft Teams. Awesome. Video editing and design tools with what? Okay. 1 terabyte of cloud storage. So it looks like you get a pretty good deal on this. And it looks like Teams, OneDrive, SharePoint, Exchange, Outlook, PowerPoint only. Okay. So, you only get web and mobile apps only, no downloadable one, which is fine because I think for $12.50, it looks like you can actually download these on the desktop. So I'm fine using the browser. Some people like the desktop apps. It does look like it does have this thing called Clipchamp. I don't know if I would use that, but I do have SharePoint. I do have Exchange, OneDrive, Teams, Word, Excel. I have all the basics that I need. So I think the $6 a month plan is going to be the one that I for me. So let's go ahead and buy this. So this is for one. So we're just going to do 1 month. I'm just going to do that for right now to see if I do like it. If I do, I'll get the annual. So let's go here. So enter your work or school email address. We'll check if you need to create a new account 4. Wait, what? Okay. Scale demo at gmail.com. All right, let's set up a new account. All right, Bradley, Halo CEO. I am not going to, I already get enough spam calls putting all this stuff in. I'm already getting ready to port my phone numbers over to an AI bot, which I'll show you in week 11. To essentially all of these spammers and to forward me the ones that are actually real and to have a little bit of fun with the spammers, waste their time. I'm sure those will be interesting conversations. All right, so company name, company size, 1 person. Does your company have a website? Not yet, but we're going to show how we do that here. What country am I in? I am in the United States. Let's see here. Next. All right, so it looks like for this one, they do send a security check to your phone. To verify that it's you. So a little bit different. Google didn't didn't have me verify my phone number for a business account. So it's up to you. All right, so all right, I've now been hit with this screen. So here's how you will sign in. With basically usernames each time with your apps, the domain name is suggestion. You can change it or at later anytime with your own custom domain. Okay. Digital@scale. Bradley at digital@scale.com. All right, let's go over here for the password. Thank you. All right, add payment method. Let's see if it saved it. Oh, it didn't. There we go. I wish save this. I don't know why it didn't ask me last time. Save this. Good thing I have temporary cards. Tomorrow when we set up all the other things, I will have already signed up for all the accounts. I suggest you too. We'll show you what accounts we'll be setting up there. That way the setup makes it a lot easier and we don't have to go through this part. All right. Taking a long time to process this. I wonder if it'll flag it for fraud. Like, this dude just signed up for Google. Now he's signing up for Microsoft services. Oh, no, just, okay, great, accept. All right, let's take a look while that's doing it. All right, please try the font. Ensure all the fields for verification code are entered correctly, including all characters on your domain host. Make sure you have deleted any pre-existing MX. Sometimes it may take up to 48 hours. Let's try to retry that again. I believe it's all set up right, but maybe it just took a little bit longer. If not, we'll go and we'll check it out. So let's see where we're at with Microsoft one real quick. Oh, of course. Add Microsoft 365 Copilot to your subscription. Just $360 a year per user. That's expensive. Don't need that because we're going to be setting up our own AI and you're going to be getting it at cost because you're going to be using the API keys, which means you're going to be using the APIs, the language models themselves. And, I was talking to one of my friends yesterday and they were saying that, I have all these subscriptions, $20 here, $10 here, $15 here. And I use maybe each one of these, just a few times. But they're hugely valuable, but you don't want all these subscriptions. This is exactly why you want to set up a system like what we're going to be setting up, because everyone's through subscription, and to be able to just take all of yours and put it into one area, use the APIs, which just pay as you go, pay for as much as you use, I think is going to be the future model. All right. Now we have here, all right, let's start using Business Basic. Looks like because I'm using this Business Basic, so blah, 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 Business Advisor, let's us help you grow your business. I'm going to go ahead and skip now. All right. So username for sign in is this. So let's go here. Let's go into setup. How do I set up my own custom domain? Let's see what happened with this. Looks like activation is still going with Google Workspace. So while that's doing it, let's go to home. All right, so we have our users, our groups, simplified view. Oh, going to start using it on the web. So now that we have this, we have our Microsoft 365 home. So in here, this is very similar to Google Drive. We're going to have all of our different apps for Excel, Word, Teams, Visio. I haven't used Visio in a long time. I forgot about that app. I used to use that all the time. And then also to, there we go, your apps. All right. Why is it blurry? Or am I just getting old? Seriously, why is this blurry? This is not your, do not adjust your television screen. This is literally the sign up for Microsoft 365. What the heck? It's just, the whole thing looks like it's, all right, let me just refresh the page. It's weird. All right. So we're in here. All right. So when you're in here, just kind of give you the lay of the land for where you're going to be filing all of these. We have our create new documents, presentations, workbooks, drawings, lists. Same thing. Still looking like it's still getting that domain ready. I wonder if I can actually log in yet with it. If not, I'm going to go ahead and show both of these within Side here. So once you're in here, these are pretty much, I'm not going to go over, Word documents and, Excels, but we will be using these a lot in our automations to create your knowledge bases, to create lists of possibly content ideas that you want to ship out. Or perhaps, creating like an Excel sheet of maybe the last month's support interaction and what some common themes are. These are all automations you're going to be learning throughout this. And a lot of the backbones of where that content is and where it's located is going to be in your documents, your spreadsheets, all of your, all of the things, your presentations, everything that you work on. So now, what I want to do is figure out how to get our own custom domain. So what I'm going to do, I don't know if the one I have can do a custom domain, and we can't do the verification on that. So I don't see anything about this not having a custom domain. It does say that that one does have that custom, so let's go figure that out. Honestly, this is why I'm doing this live too, because I know that Microsoft is scraping this for information, and I hope these tools, as I'm setting them up, can use this information for how to make their products better in their onboarding experience. So how do I send emails as brad@digital@scale.com? Don't make me Google it, because I'm sure not binging it. All right, let's just say custom, how to set up custom, start with the search, Brad. Let's start there. All right, use the domain that you already use. Excellent. So case in point, use the search. It actually was helpful. I've been so accustomed to these crappy searches inside of business applications that I just don't even use them, and that's pretty sad. But at the end of the day, we don't want these search experiences. We just want answers. So I can't wait till I can just ask, hey, how do I set up a custom domain? And it just for me for it. All right, so add your domain, set up your email address, and connect your domain to email. So let's walk through this process in here. We just walked through that process on Google, and while that's validating, we're going to walk through this process on Microsoft. So we're going to go here. So digital@scale.continue. All right, so once again, I have to, we detected that your host is Heather. For DNS management. We need to add this new record, make a new record called a text record shown here, or the MX record if your host doesn't support text. We do it. So step-by-step instructions. So let's click on this. This is annoying. Yeah, see, nobody wants to read this whole long thing. Just, okay, I'm on this step, do this. All right, let's figure it out. Let's go into, let's see if there's any other MX records in here and why this might be failing. So let me go back over to my hover for voter Sidekick and also digital at scale. All right, so voter. Why? Read the instructions, Brad. It says delete all other MX records. I didn't realize that this already had an MX record on here. So I'm going to delete this one. So now it is the one. So now let's go ahead and let's set up the Microsoft one. And by the way, if there's any key of these in here, I'm going to quickly re-roll these as soon as I'm done. Add a to digital at scale. And we're here. And we're going to do this. All right. So once again, we are going over to domain setup, set up a MX record. All right. So here, what we've done is I've set up actually a @ sign. That's another way to, I guess, do it instead of just star, which I actually might want to put the other one as @ sign too. It's just once again a wild card. We'll see if that affects it. So there we go, new record. All right, so we have this digital at scale. Now voter Sidekick. So now let's confirm. Maybe this will work now. Let's verify that this is there. So we may have to just have these things verify, but this is the first step that you have to do to get these up. And all right, we're verified. So Bradley at digitalatscale.com. Update and sign out. So we can sign into my brand new Bradley at Digital at Scale. All right. I just need to, I guess, close these out. All right. How do I log in? Sign in. Bradley at Digital. Okay, I don't like that. If this is what it is, I'm going to be very... Is this the same password that... Oh, jeez. See, they say you're going to log in with this one and then they get... I don't know which one... that is. You go 1 second. One second. I'll be right back. I'm going there and it looks like, okay, so it's going to send me my, okay, I was wondering what, I was trying to get my password, but it looks like I can go here. Come on. There we go. So, all right, now it needs to verify my phone number. So I'm going to put this over here. See, this is why it's just even just setting up, it's this backbone of your business, and to just take the time to just set these things up. That's, Microsoft's calling. 1 second. All right. Heck, my whole Chrome just crashed. All right. Wow. It really did not like whatever I just did. It really did not. Click here. Oh no. Oh no, it didn't save it. You've got to be kidding me. Chrome did it and it didn't save my password. All right. So we're just, that really messed up. All right, let's go here. Wow. That is just ridiculous. It just like completely crashed everything. I need to now set all these things up again. Okay. Bradley at digital at scale.com. Oh, that's right. Bradley at votersidekick.com. There we go. All right. And once again, didn't save that path. All right. So I am not going to bore you with let's just go and figure it. Let's just do this. All right. Here we go. Go through the whole thing again. All right. Welcome to your new account. Woo! It has been verified. I can now use it. It got verified. All right. So now that's why it wasn't on there, because it hadn't been verified yet. All right. So we're going to go in here and we're going to do this. I don't know why the regular password manager on this thing isn't working. Like I just wanted to use that and not LastPass for this, because I wanted to test out to see, because I don't know, I go back and forth with LastPass. All right, so now we're back at Google and we're going in here and we are setting up. So basically what I do is I usually set up my own profile once I've set this up. This just makes it so that all your bookmarks, everything, history, you'll see why it's important to have these kind of in different profiles later. I know it's kind of easier to just like have one, but with keeping your data kind of separated, it's really good to have that. So I'm actually going to turn this on. So I'm going to call this just Voter Sidekick. And I have done everything. So that is full end-to-end how you set up a Google account. And my Google Home just congratulated me. So as you can see here, we are now in Google's admin area. So here you can add new users, you can delete users. And like I said, one of the main reasons we're going to be doing this is because we're going to be setting up emails and aliases for sales, for marketing, for customer support. To really have these these agents and these sidekicks work as employees at your organization. You may be a team of one, but you may have 5, 6, 7 different sidekicks working with each other, working on their own documentation, working on their own spreadsheet, very much like a human does. It's they have their own drive, they have their own email, their own calendar, even for the avatars, and we'll get into all that throughout this. So we have this. This is our Google Admin Console. We'll be using this throughout the entire for this one, and we'll also be setting up all of the different pieces. Now, let's go back over to Microsoft and see if there's anything left on this one. Oh, that's right. And access your account. Work. Yep. All right. P55L3K. This is turning into the Brad Solves Captchas live stream. All right. Back over here. Great. Where is it? We sent a message. Great. Where's the message? No. All right. Where is it? Where are you? No. 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 Oh, geez. It's having me call again. All right, Microsoft. If this kills my Google, I'm choosing a different method this way. Oh, I don't have to go through this thing again. This is ridiculous. Like I said, they have a lot more security, which is good. You don't want someone to just be able to. Microsoft's calling again. All right. Now I'm going to use a different method for generating this. What in the world is going on now? So now it's saying we can't find it at digitalatscale.com. Just went through this. We couldn't find an account with that username. You've got to be kidding me. Microsoft? We just set this up. And I just verified it twice. Now you're saying you can't find an account with that username? Digitalatscale.com. Are you kidding me? Let me try. Let's see what happens when I say create one. I wonder if it's doing this. Nope. All right, Microsoft, you're not off to a good start. I'll tell you that right now. You're definitely not off to a good start. Let's go through this again. Jeez, Bradley at digitalatscale.com. 5. Already not liking it here. Okay, we're going to email. Let's try this again. If this doesn't work, I'm going to have to end the stream and we'll figure it out tomorrow. We may not be using all right, my sign in was successful. What the heck is going on now? Like my copy paste isn't working. Sign in with your new password. Click here. Great. We're going to forget you. I give up. Microsoft, you're well, I can definitely see who wins on this one because with Google, I am perfectly working. It was easy to set up, and for whatever reason, Microsoft I'm in this endless loop of can't find an account with that username, even though it recognizes me, allows me to do the password. So, all right. So what can we do? I don't know. Microsoft, come on now. This is why I stopped you. I mean, just really. AADSTS900144. Really? This is a $1 trillion company, and this $1 trillion company. And I can't use your products. So, all right. Well, that's enough for today. What we're going to be doing tomorrow is we're going to be setting up. Let me just go back over here. So tomorrow for day 5, we're going to be integrating tons of third parties during this whole process. Now, this is time where you come in, join the chat, set up your tools. As you mentioned, just getting set up with all of these things is takes time. That's why I'm doing this live so that you can set up along with me, go through the same trials and tribulations. Hopefully, you're having better luck with Microsoft if you chose that path. But we saw how to do it on both of those. I'll figure out what was there in Microsoft, and I'll put that in the newsletter and in the blog. So tomorrow we're going to be going over all the different tools that we're going to be hooking into AnswerAI. So we're going to be talking about hooking in OpenAI and Anthropic and all the different little AI tools, all the large language models that we'll be using. We just set up Google and tried to set up Microsoft, but we'll get that fixed. We've learned Make and N8N so far. So we're running right on schedule. So tomorrow, we're just going to go ahead and we're going to get set up the rest of the tools. And a lot of these will be a lot easier. It's just going in. I would recommend going and just setting up your own accounts. All of these have free trials. One thing with OpenAI and Anthropic is they do require you to put down a little bit of money for API tokens. This is so that, and then as you use them, it goes down. And we'll go over that tomorrow. If you found this content useful, please share it with your friends. Please share it with people that are looking to really make a change in their business and in their careers and learn AI and automation and how to really build a full automation system. So we're excited. Day 5, after that, we'll have everything set up and we'll be ready to go into next week where we'll be really seeing where we can kind of bring all this together from email to calendar to task management. By the end of next week, you're going to have your chief sidekick already doing more for you in a few minutes than it usually takes you hours. Till next time, thank you very much.